By now you've probably seen Spider-Man Brand New Day. And in my perspective, the movie is amazing. And I'm not just talking about the character dynamics or the action. One thing I couldn't stop thinking about is how underneath all of it is something that nobody's really talking about. A brutally honest portrait of what loneliness, avoidance, and depression actually looks like in real life. I'm Thomas Craig, a plane crash and burn survivor who uses pop culture, psychology, and philosophy to help heal my own mental health struggles, and now I hope to do the same for others. At the start of the film, Peter is the best he's ever been at being Spider-Man, but that's literally all he is. No friends, no family, just the job. And every night he stalks Ned's Instagram to feel connected to a life he had to walk away from, by his choice. Some would say that's focus, but it's not. That's avoidance. Peter Parker has completely disappeared and Spider-Man has now filled the void. Research calls this the mass loneliness. When the pain doesn't show up as sadness, it shows up as overwork. Obsession, staying so busy you never have to sit with what you're actually feeling. According to a 2025 Gallup survey, 1 in 4 young American men feel lonely a lot of the day, and 20% of single men report 0 close friends. Now I know this feeling all too well. When I got out of the hospital, I couldn't do much physically, so I played video games nonstop and drank way more than I should. And it wasn't to relax, it was to disappear, to avoid every feeling of loss and purposelessness I had after my accident. Then comes the moment Peter sees MJ with someone new, and he completely falls apart. What follows is a beautiful and brutal metaphor for losing yourself in your most primal instincts, giving into anger, which I used to do very quickly and take it out on people who definitely didn't deserve it. That's what unprocessed trauma does. It doesn't have a healthy outlet. It comes out wherever it can at whoever is closest. The DSM lists anger as one of the most common symptoms of PTSD, and research shows it hits men especially hard because we externalize instead of internally processing. But here's where the film gets something especially right. Peter doesn't fix everything, but he starts. He shows up. He leans on people like Frank, and slowly rebuilds even with people who don't remember who he is, like with MJ and Ned. When you show up as your real self, not the polished version, not the masked version, that's when real connection happens. A meta-analysis of 148 studies found that strong social relationships increase your likelihood of survival by 50%. So connection isn't just good for your soul, it's literally keeping you alive. So don't be Peter Parker staring through your phone at the life you used to have or the life you want. Be brave, go do something you've always wanted, even solo, even when it's awkward, even when they don't know everything you've been through. Because on the other side of that risk is a life you've been missing. For more mental health breakdowns and for content like this, consider giving us a follow. Alright, aloha.